Meet Gary the Grape. Gary, much like all the cells in living organisms, is made up of mostly water. What do you think will happen if we place Gary in a glass of salt water? Let's take a closer look at both Gary and the salt water mixture. Inside of Gary, we will find millions of little pieces of water moving around in random motion. Inside the mixture, we will also find little pieces of water, but we will also see large pieces of salt. When Gary is placed into this salt water mixture, there is an imbalance between the inside of Gary's body and his surroundings. There are just way more pieces of salt in the mixture outside of Gary's body than inside. So what happens? More water can help with achieving a balance between Gary's body and his surroundings. Gary's skin, much like a cell membrane, acts as a barrier. This barrier has tiny holes that allow only certain things to exit or enter Gary's body. The water pieces are so small that they can exit and enter Gary's body freely, but the salt pieces cannot. Because these little pieces of water and salt are in constant motion, pieces of water will pass through the tiny holes in the barrier back and forth until a balance is reached between both sides of the barrier. Over time, even though water pieces can certainly enter Gary's body, more water pieces will exit Gary's body in order to balance the large amount of salt in his surroundings. Remember, salt cannot fit through the tiny holes, so it's up to the water pieces to find balance. More and more water pieces will exit Gary's body rather than enter, causing Gary to shrink and lose weight. If Gary were to stay in this salt water mixture long enough, Gary the Grape will lose so much water to his salty surroundings that he will eventually become Gary the Raisin.